Hello again. It's been quite a while since I last did a video. Life got in the way, but I need to get back into this. So here I am for another installment of CodeF.red. Today I'm going to be doing a business theory video. Last business theory video I did, I tried to bring or to boil down the concept or the complexity of business to its most fundamental parts, or which I brought down to what I think are the most fundamental parts, which are product and customer and money. And I put those into a simple equation, which was product plus customer equals money. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible because if we can make it as simple as possible to start with, then we can actually start. We don't have to worry about all the stuff that packs on top of this equation. So for today, what I want to try and do is focus on that first part of the equation, which is product. And what is a product in and of itself and not in the context of this equation. And while looking into or Googling what is a product, I actually found out that a product is a subset of what a business can offer. And the category heading for that, believe it or not, of what a business can offer would be its offerings. Now, a business can offer two main types of offerings. It can offer products and it can offer services. Now, the difference between those two is that a product is a thing. It is something that can stand alone and is something by itself and is sold as a unit, as that thing. Services, on the other hand, are the selling of skills, where a very specialized skill set is being administered or performed in the exchange for a fee, for money. Now, there is a third type of offering, which I haven't classified as a main offering because it's actually a combination of a product and a service. And that type of offering is called a solution. Now, what a solution is, like I said, it's a combination of a product and a service. So to go back to differentiate between products and services, think of a product as anything that you can pick up, that you can touch, that you can think of as a unit. And it doesn't even have to be a physical unit. You can get virtual units as well. Things like software, like an app on your phone. In terms of physical devices, think of, just look around your house, your kettle, your chairs, your cups, your skateboards, your bicycles, your TV. These things are products. They are standalone items that can be reproduced and replicated, usually en masse. And the profit here usually comes from volume, that you're selling the same product over and over and over again. You're replicating it from one product to the next. You don't have much of a variance in terms of what makes that product unique. What are the features or the benefits or the values that this product offers from one product to the next will be relatively the same. You might have permutations within a certain spectrum of variance. Geez, that was a bit complicated. They might be slightly different from one product to the next. For example, think of a laptop. You'll have a laptop that has a weaker processor and less memory. And in the same range or in the same model number, you might have a laptop with a substantially stronger processor and memory. Think about TVs, for example. You'll have a smaller TV with less resolution, and in the same range or in the same model, you will have a much larger TV with a higher resolution and possibly added features, things like smart capabilities or gesture recognition, whereas your smaller TV might not have that. And also, a product is usually sold for a single price across from one product to the next. In terms of, if you're going for the smaller TV, you can buy your small TV for the same price that the next customer can buy their small TV, usually from the same place. You might have difference in prices depending on where you're buying them from, but usually they're within the same price range. Services, on the other hand, are not, you can't readily replicate a service, because a service is usually customized for the problem at hand. So the pricing here would be variant. And usually it's based off of the time involved or the complexity of the task at hand. For example, a plumber will come and fix a burst pipe in your house, and if it's a readily accessible pipe, it'll take them less time. You require less tools, require less specialization, so that would be quite a bit cheaper. But having to come and fix a pipe that's burst in one of your walls or underneath your foundation requires them to come in and obviously dig the pipe out of the wall, which will require specialized tools and quite a bit of time. Also think of like the medical profession, for example. You'll go and see your GP, who will check you out, take your temperature, take your blood pressure, check your sugar levels, very basic tests that they can do with what they have on hand, which will cost significantly less than going to see a specialist who will do much more complicated, scans and x-rays and CT scans, and who've also trained in their specialization, and so their expense will be a lot more than what your general practitioner will be. So then a solution would also have a variant pricing structure depending on what the problem is that the solution is being put together for. The way that a solution would usually work is that you would take a product and then you would bring in your service aspect to that. So an example of that would be setting up the network infrastructure or the IT infrastructure in a company. You would bring in a consulting firm that would have specialists that would find out what your problem set is, then go and source the best products, the best devices, the best hardware to solve the problem that you've got. And then they would also bring in the services of setting up those devices, installing the necessary software, networking those devices, making sure that those devices can talk to each other, making sure that the security systems are in place, that your users have proper login details and things like that. I hope that this kind of gives you a very high level, very basic understanding of how businesses can have offerings that can be split up into 3 categories or 3 types. 2 primary types and then a combo type. Like I said in a previous video, this is kind of things that I am assuming that I'm trying to figure out without doing too much research. I did do a little bit of research into this, but nothing too in depth. So this isn't going to be a holistic look at what a company offering is or how these all interact with each other. I would suggest that you go and look into it, because later down the line, each one of these has got a different way of going at them. You develop a service differently to the way that you would develop a product to get it to market. Solutions would also have a different way of being branded to the other 2. There are a lot of ways that you strategize on top of this that will change and have variance depending on which type of category you find yourself in. I will be going into this in depth as I move forward. There will be more research being done, but for right now, I think that this should give you a very basic high-level understanding of the difference between a product, a service, and a solution. Thank you very much for watching. This is CodeF.red, signing off.